officer asked me to search my vehicle. I didn't think I had anything in my vehicle I had to worry about, so I allowed him to search my vehicle. After 45 minutes of searching, he came out of my car with 0.1 grams, which is what the clinical study showed when he got it back to the court. Which, in example, is about half the size of a kernel of corn. It wasn't something I had in the bag. It wasn't something I was carrying to use later. It was just something that wound up in my vehicle. After being arrested for this, I had to go to court like anybody else, and I was offered probation before judgment. I didn't really understand the full entails of that, but what that included was me reporting to a probation officer twice a week, reporting to drug classes twice a week, and reporting to Narcotics Anonymous twice a week, at a cost to me, not to anybody else. After being in the system for 30 days and my urine not becoming clean for them, I incurred another 12 weeks of drug classes on top of that because my system didn't become clean in their time frame. Even though there are studies that show that people's systems could hold marijuana for up to 90 days. So, after dealing with us, I became frustrated. If it's for something so minute, it had such a detrimental impact on my life. I lost a job opportunity because the company didn't want to deal with somebody in my predicament. They didn't want me to represent them. So I lost a job opportunity that I had at $22 an hour and had to settle for a job at a body shop at $9 an hour. And trying to lose half of your income and try to raise your family the same way is almost impossible. And that's the kind of effects that current prohibition laws have on people. There's no humanity in these laws anymore. They don't deal with the effects that they have on the person themselves. They're only going after one factor. And it's trying to stop a drug which has been for our culture forever. That's about all I had to say.
Senator Rask has a question for you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Do you have kids?
Yes, sir. I'm a father too.
You might not know about this, but because of your experience with the car, you might have some information about it. Someone came to my office to lobby me and told me that more than half of the rental cars in America actually have traces of marijuana in them.
Yes, some of the actual vehicles that were seized and sold at auctions from Maryland were found to have illicit materials in them as well after the auction from a state auction.
Thank you.
You got more questions, Senator Jacob?
I can just attest to that fact that used cars bought at auctions sometimes have drugs in them. My son-in-law, who's a police officer, they bought a used car. And they're cleaning it out to take it for their first ride, and he finds a baggie full of pot.
Yes, ma'am. Same thing happened with a friend of mine. Yeah, here in the produce dispensary, and they bought another van from an auction to use for their business. Upon removing one of the bag seats, they found an elongated bag with pre-packaged for distribution marijuana in the seat, and this came from a state auction.
Yeah, it does happen.
Let me ask you a question. I understand that you had, through your own experience, you had to go through drug treatment.
Yes, ma'am. For the judge's stipulations were that, and this is my first charge, mind you. I only have like minor, traffic offenses. Yeah. That I attend 26 hours of drug counseling, followed by 2 NA meetings a week, and then attending my probation as required by my probation officer, which was twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays.
There'd been a question earlier. How much did that cost you?
I didn't really keep total track, but it was over $3,000.
All right, and you also, tell me what the disposition of your case was. You went to court.
I didn't go represented. I thought it was, totally absurd. Just being arrested for that kind of amount, not found your package or anything, but just floating on the floor as a little piece. Thought it was totally absurd. Thought I would, be my case to the judge, and that would be it. That wasn't the case.
Which county?
Anne Arundel County.
Okay, go ahead. No, I'm trying to figure out, did you get a PBJ? Did you get a...
Yes, I had gotten a PPJ, which I guess is no longer on my record now.
Right.
But still, just the dealing with the whole judiciary thing that was within a year had more negative impacts on my life than my using cannabis ever had. You know, I was able to support my children. No, I'm sorry, I was able to support my children without flaw. My son ranks in 86th percentile in Maryland as far as fourth grader. My daughter excels dramatically in kindergarten. You know, she's one of the best students in her class. As far as being a person, I see myself as a good-natured, you know, well-doing person. There's no reason I should have been treated so negatively for such a minimal amount of, of a substance that hasn't shown any detrimental factors to society at all.
Senator Hughes wants to follow
And
up.
just to follow up, and part of it is feedback on what was already answered. You paid over $3,000 for
Yes, for
three
the
different,
court.
this would be three different agencies.
NA is free. That's something you just attend.
Right.
Between urinalysis and probation fees, and then urinalysis and the drug clinic, yes. The drug clinic was $175 per class, plus your urinalysis for them.
Did they give any indication that you had a job, you could pay it? Did they give any indication as to what would have happened if you did not have the money to pay for that?
And then I would be referred back to the court, and I would have to go through the
That's
whole.
my point. And I hope that at some point, when looking further into this, it's almost like the problem that I have with private times in jail. When you private times in jail, you have to assure customers.
Exactly.
And when you have,
That's right.
if you have this set up, you have to say, we're gonna find, the state isn't gonna finance it, so we have to have customers to finance it. And I see a lot of what is happening in terms of the messages that are given, and everybody's just farmed out to one of these places to pay their money, whether it is by appearance or reality. That's a problem that I think at some point we've got to take up right away. It's ruining a lot of people's lives.
About halfway through my drug counseling, they see my advocate side, basically. The counselor started talking about, the detrimental effects to the mind, the developing mind, and how we've had studies, funded by the federal government showing brain damage, which was referred to as the Hirsch study, which was a total debacle of a study, period. It was supposed to be over a year period, 12 joints a day, give it to a monkey, see what the effects of the mind were. Well, the actual researcher shortened it down to 3 months and was giving these monkeys about 1.5 ounces over a 5-minute period, causing carbon monoxide poisoning, which led to the damage he displayed in the brain.
Thank you again. Thank you, Robert.
Senator Jacobs has a question.
Okay, I want to make sure I have this right. They found some pot about the size of a kernel of corn in your
Yes.
car. And for that, you had
Yes,
to
ma'am.
undergo drug testing? Or did I hear you say that when you went, your urine was found to be dirty?
Part of the stipulation was to the attendant probation and their initial regimen, which is urinalysis, and getting you set up in the drug counseling and making sure you're attending AA. The drug,
For what kernel of corn?
the urinalysis was set up by the judge before even getting to the. But yeah, that's it wasn't just once a week either. I was getting urinalysis from probation and the drug classes, which the drug classes, after about 40 days, probation showed me coming up completely clean.
Oh,
The drug classes had me come up as dirty. That's why I got another 12 weeks added on my time at that class, because even though I took the drug class the same day at probation, they showed me dirty at the class the same day. Even though following tests after that fact for both probation and the classes came up negative. And that's a fact I couldn't fight.
Thank you very much for your
Thank
very
you for your time.
compelling testimony. And as we move on,